We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, welcome back to another video, and it's a super warm day today as normal here in sunny Central Portugal. I'm currently sitting in the pool. I seem to end every video in the pool, so I thought I'd start this one in the pool, and it's so nice and refreshing and quiet, and I'm just sitting here listening to the birds. But it's already been a really productive day. So this morning I got up just after sunrise and spent a couple of hours strimming the land to create some fire breaks. This view really never gets old. I could spend a long time sitting in this pool, and I'm currently being shaded by this wonderful fig tree, and figs sometimes drop off the tree right into the pool. And then I've also got this sun canopy here shading me, and it's doing a very good job. But it's just such a nice place to hang out. I'm so happy I built this pool. And the temperature of the water in the pool this morning for my little frog friend here is about 25 degrees, so it's perfect. I'm currently just hiding under the shade still, but I've got a long list of jobs that I need to tick off today. And that was actually the last time that I'm gonna go in the pool before we leave to go back to the UK, because it needs emptying. We don't want it to get all manky when we leave, and we don't want the risk of any animals or insects getting stuck in there. So I'm gonna do that right now. So when I built this pool, I put a little temporary tap just down here next to the step. And if I turn it, it will let the water out the tank. And the idea is not to waste any of the water. So I've dug the piping up there. I need to cover it over, and I need to dig it out down here a little bit better eventually for a permanent fixture. But for now, the pipe ends here. And what it does is it irrigates all of our nice fruit trees that are sitting just below here. So it's really important when you've got water not to waste it. And you can see just here, this is where one of our orange trees is, and the water's already ran down to the orange tree. And then we have this beautiful massive prickly pear, and then over here we have a big apple tree. So all of these fruit trees are going to be irrigated by this water. So it really is reusing the water wisely. It's nearly empty. I'm just trying to get the last remaining bit of water out of the pipe, giving it a little helping hand. I just realised how dodgy this looks. I can't stop laughing. I should probably stop this shot right now. Our land was already really clear from about a month ago when I actually cleared it all with the tractor. But just for peace of mind, this morning I went round with the strimmer and just created a few fire breaks, because we're going to be away in the hottest part of the season. So I want to make sure that I got peace of mind when we're back in the UK, just to make sure that I've done everything I possibly can to protect our land from wildfires. So you can see how nice and clear it's looking, and I cleared right at the bottom of our land, and then I cleared this whole middle field, and then you can see the house up there. I spent a lot of time doing a big circle and clearing everything that could be a hazard away from the house. And although it can be a real risk in the summer here in Central Portugal, or just in Portugal in general, it's such a beautiful time of year because there's so much fruit on the trees all have their leaves, everything looks a little bit dry, like the grass and stuff like that, but also it's really green at the same time. So I really enjoy the summers. The summers are okay as long as you have a water like we do with the pool and the outdoor shower. If you don't have that, you're probably going to really struggle, and that's one of the main things I say to people when they're looking for land to buy here in Portugal, is make sure you have plenty of water. So one of the things that does really well at this time of year is the vines. You can see how green and lush they are, and they've actually just taken over this tree, which I've not seen in previous years, so it must be fairly recent. So this tree, I'm not sure what tree it actually is, but now it's just got grapes hanging off it everywhere. Look at that. There's literally so many grapes. This looks like it's going to be a really good grape harvest. All there, all over here, literally everywhere, as far as you can see, all the way to the top. It's pretty cool. I've just put up this shade netting where the van is to try and shade the van a little bit, and it seems to be working quite well. And I've had a lot of questions about where are the cats, but it's just too hot for them to be running about in the sun, so they hide out in the van, so I'm trying to keep them as cool as possible. Poor old little Furrnando is really not good in the hot weather. Even though he's born in Portugal, he really struggles. And that's why you'll find him just on the floor or low down somewhere, hiding out the way. And then when it cools down later on in the day, he's off and he's exploring. But for now, he's going to be lying here for a long while. Let's go see if we can find Ginjey Bear as well. Usually she's hanging out in the back of the van. And as predicted, Ginjey Bear's hanging out underneath the bed in the garage area of the van. She's got the right idea because this is the coolest space. And Furrnando's not worked that out yet, so he just bakes in the front of the vehicle. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Skillshare, who have sponsored today's video. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's a fantastic online learning community with hundreds of different classes to suit anyone. I've recently been doing the Interior Design Basics Simple Steps to Your Perfect Space Skillshare Original class by Lauren Cox, covering aspects of colour, balance, scale and proportions. This class has really inspired me for the next section of our barn conversion. One of the reasons we tackled this barn conversion is because we wanted complete creative freedom of how it looks and feels when it's finished, and interior design is so important. Skillshare Premium works out at less than $10 a month, and the best thing is, if you click the link in our description, the first 1,000 people get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as me and Bee do. I've just come out the back of the van and it's really starting to heat up right now, but I've got to move on to the next task, which is putting the tractor away for hibernation so it doesn't get damaged over the summer just being left outside. The sun can actually do more damage than any wet weather, so it's important that I put it in the shade and I cover it over. Is this not the most beautiful tractor you've ever seen? Just look at that cute little face on the front. I'm actually gonna miss this thing. It's always a good day when I get to come out on the tractor. It's so much fun, and I always try and find jobs that I can utilise the tractor for, but most of the time here on our farm, it's useful every single day for something. It's the best purchase that I've ever made for the farm, for sure. The tractor is now successfully docked in between two trees, and it's right under a massive oak tree, and this is actually where the van was parked for a long while. And the great thing about this tree is it gives so much shade. There's only a little bit of dappled sunlight that gets through it. So my dirt bike is parked right there next to the tractor, so I can cover them both over together. And if I walk over here, you'll see I've got some of this shade netting left over from another project. This stuff's really good because the sun doesn't break it down. If you were to use tarps or anything like that, the sun just literally melts them. But this stuff, you can double it up and it's really useful. Another good thing about this shade netting is it's really cheap. So you can buy loads of it and use it for all different types of things. So a lot of people use this to cover over their vegetables and their garden in the summer, and also it's good to put on like pergolas for shading for yourself away from the sun. So it's got multiple uses. It's also very good for tractors. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda is to find our spare lithium battery bank and the solar panel, because I received a message from our friends Ewan and Carissa the other day, and they're really struggling with their power setup at the moment. So I thought it'd be a nice thing to do, because we're going to be away, to take our spare setup over to them so that they've got plenty of power for the summer. So I've just managed to find our spare lithium suitcase generator, and this thing's brilliant because it's got a built-in 20-watt solar panel, and then this is a foldable 100-watt solar panel, so 120 watts in total, and it's got a 16 amp hour lithium battery. It's really portable and really good for around the land. We use it a lot. I'm now just on the way to Ewan and Carissa's, and it's about an hour's drive from our property, but it's a good time to go in the car because it's the hottest point of the day, and I got the aircon absolutely cranking and it just works wonders. So I'll be there soon and I'll show you around their place. I've just arrived at Ewan and Carissa's property, and it was such a nice drive over here, and I went past a really nice lake, so I'm definitely going to go for a swim on the way home. Hello mate, how you doing? Hey guys.
What's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
Here's the solar battery.
You're a superstar. Thank you so much.
Game changer.
So this is Ewan. This is Carissa.
Hello.
And this is a lovely farm. How nicely have you kept it?
We're trying our best. Not doing very well in this heat though. We're having to garden at night.
Oh, the last couple of days have just been horrifically hot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We got 42 on the thermometer. So,
Thank goodness we have a plunge pool.
yeah.
Plunge pool.
So their land is just over 2,000 square metres, which isn't massive, but what that means is they can really keep on top of the land, keep it tidy, keep it clear for the fires, and also for the size of the property, they have an incredible amount of water. So speaking about water, they have a massive well right here, and this is just one of their wells. And there's even a diving board, so if you're feeling hot, you can dive in. But apparently this well goes like 7 meters deep, and its circumference is absolutely massive.
So this is just our bottom well that we use for the veg garden. We have got another one up at the house, and I can show you my veg garden if you like. It's my pride and joy.
Yeah, you grow loads of stuff, don't you?
Trying. It's we had an allotment back in Wales where it rains a lot, so it's really readjusting to a new climate. So a lot's died.
So before you came out here, you were already growing stuff?
Yeah, it's like a big passion of mine is trying to grow stuff. So yeah, I'm doing my best, so seeing what survives. Tomatoes are doing really well, although they're looking a bit wilted today from the heat. These cosmoses are just growing like crazy. I'm surprised how happy they are. I've dotted them all over the place and they're just flourishing. Loads of courgettes, more tomatoes. We eat a lot of tomatoes. Oh, we had our first cucumber yesterday.
No way, I love cucumber.
Oh, it was so good. I don't think there's any more quite ready. They're just tiny. But all these flowers will become cucumbers, so we'll have lots. So quite excited about that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So one thing I've noticed about their property is there's food everywhere. And I've just walked past the strawberries and I've picked myself a strawberry. And now I'm in the olive grove and I've just spotted something really cool. Guys, how cool is this? They've got their own climbing wall.
Yeah, Ewan's a pretty keen climber, and back in North Wales you've got climbing on your doorstep.
Rocks everywhere.
Yeah. But we were struggling to find them here, so built you a climbing wall.
Mm-hmm.
And even made some of the holes yourself with some of the olive. You had to chop down some of the branches, so pretty cool. Get on it.
It's too hot, man.
Yeah, come on, give us a camera.
I don't think I
It's
can
only
even
40
pull
degrees.
On it.
So 6B you've got set
Literally
up.
sweating like this.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Do you want me
Peer
to?
pressure.
I don't be able to do much. It's too hot.
And you're wearing Crocs.
And I'm wearing Crocs.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good size as well.
It's good enough. Does the job.
It's all getting a little bit too hot for Frankie, their little sausage dog.
For a swim, sausage.
Oh,
Get me out.
I bet that feels amazing. Oh. So they've been living on this piece of land now for about 8 months and they've got loads of cool projects on the go. This is their first summer, and one project they can't wait to start is their barn conversion. So tucked behind these 2 olive trees is their main barn. So they're going to convert this into their actual home. And then next to it, there's another building, which at the moment is acting as their kitchen. It's really cool in here.
Just feeding the cat. Yeah, this is our current home space. it's a bit rough around the edges.
It's nice and rustic.
Rustic is the right word. Yeah, we've got lots of work to do, but it's serving its purpose for us right now. We just needed a space. Like when we were looking for land, it was raining so much and we hadn't actually planned to buy a piece with a building on. So when we found this one, we were like, yes, this is the one. Because you just need a shelter. You just need somewhere to put all your stuff, somewhere to come when it's raining, and somewhere to cook. So
it looks really comfortable.
Yeah, it's pretty cozy. It's kind of like mad because you've got like the floors falling apart, but we've got a nice comfy sofa, and it's like this crazy mismatch of things of how it will be in the future. Yeah, we've got lots of exciting plans for in here. We just need it to cool down to get started.
So that's where they're going to be living in the future, but they've actually built themselves a little cabin where they live at the moment. And this is the cabin just here. And they've got this really nice little shaded chill out area, which you need in this weather. And if I come inside to the cabin, it's a really lovely chilling space. So essentially this is their bedroom. They've got some storage here, more storage down here, nice big mirror, and then a good sized double bed, and it's really nice with the white walls. Everything just feels bright and airy. So that was nice to catch up with those guys before we head back to the UK, and it's always really nice looking around other people's land and seeing what projects other people are up to and how tidy their place was, and all the vegetables that they're growing was really inspiring. So I've definitely got aspirations of our place being that tidy when we finish our home. But if you want to check out more about them guys, then make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're called Franky On The Road. I've just been driving down loads of different dirt roads to find a nice location to go swimming, and I've arrived at the Marateka Dam. There's just one problem. I completely forgot to bring a towel with me, but I think it's still warm enough right now that if I go in, I'll dry off fairly quickly, because I don't want to get like water all over the car and the inside. So let's see. I'm gonna go in no matter what. I'm boiling hot. And I've got to say, I don't think this is a bad place to go swimming really, is it? This area here, there's no wind whatsoever. It's just completely still. Oh, I've just spotted down here. I don't know if you can see that right there. Pretty big crayfish, so I don't know if they're going to be pecking me. Oh, it's off. It's seen me and it's heading off. It's doing like a backwards dance to get away. And no word of a lie, it looks like it's eating a bit of sweet corn. What do you guys think of my new swim shorts? Do you reckon they're a bit loud? Or not loud enough? Who knows? But basically I went into the store and I just picked the brightest ones that I could find. And now I can't wait to get in that water. It's so inviting. I've only swam in this lake once before, so I wasn't sure how warm it was going to be, but actually it's almost like bath temperature. It's ridiculous. It's really quite shallow, so I'm going to have to walk out quite a distance. It's so peaceful here at the moment. There's nobody about, but I did go down a lot of dirt roads to get here, and you always know it's going to be a good swim in a lake when you get up to waist height and you don't feel crippled from the cold and the pain. But this is lovely. It looks like there's going to be a really nice soft sunset, and there's birds flying around all over the place. And look at these ripples. I can't believe how still and calm the water is. I'm fully in, and I still can't believe how warm this lake is. It's ridiculous. Look, I'm all the way standing up to my chin, and it feels like I'm standing in bathwater. I'm a little bit scared because if the crayfish come for me and they all gang up and try and attack me, I'm on my own. So it's me versus the crayfish. And that was absolutely lovely. Spent a fair bit of time in there, as long as I could, to be honest, before it's going to get dark and I need to head back to our land. I need some food, I'm really hungry. But now I've just got to stand here and hopefully I'll dry off a little bit, but I think I'm just going to put my clothes on right now and dry off on the way home. I don't think it's a problem. So the sun has officially just gone down, it's getting dark. I better head back to the land. I could have swam in that lake all night, to be honest. It was absolutely lovely, and probably end up going to the lake tomorrow as well, because that's what you do in the summer here. But yeah, another really productive day. It's been a really productive week actually, getting stuff done, ready so that we can go back to the UK. And thank you for all the lovely supportive messages and comments. It really means the world to me. And thank you for watching these videos, and I'll see you on the next one.